chemicals used to make synthetic marijuana were created in the lab for experimental and research purposes decades ago. The first uses of synthetic marijuana in the lab include, first, CP47497. It's named after Charles Pfizer of Pfizer Pharmaceuticals, developed in the 1980s for scientific research. HU210 is named after Hebrew University of Jerusalem, where it was first developed in 1988. It is 100 to 800 times more potent than natural THC. And last, JWH-018, named after Professor John W. Huffman of Clemson University in South Carolina, was created in 1995. Synthetic marijuana, also called spice, was first sold as a recreational drug in Europe in 2004. By 2006, it had gained a considerable hold on the market, and the name spice became a generic term for all synthetic cannabis. It first appeared in the U.S. in 2008. In 2010, the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration used emergency powers to try their best to control these chemicals, and in 2012, a law was passed banning the substances found in synthetic marijuana. However, underground chemists then developed new experimental drugs, UR144 and XLR11, that imitate the effects of marijuana to replace those that had been banned. In 2013, UR144 and XLR11 were made illegal, but by that time a new generation of synthetic marijuana was created. There are more than 100 different varieties of synthetic marijuana that have been created so far. People like synthetic marijuana because it is a substitute that allows users to pass drug tests, avoid arrests, and get a really good high. Incidents involving synthetic marijuana have been popular in Nebraska and Georgia, but it's really growing rapidly all over the map. It is most popular among younger kids because of the perception that kids think it is not that harmful. The average age varies from 12 to 29, with majority of the users being male. So, how is it made? Synthetic marijuana is made by spraying plants with a lab-synthesized chemical that is designed to mimic the effects of THC and acetone to bond the compounds to the leaves. How is it distributed? Most synthetic marijuana brands are labeled as not for human consumption. They are intended to be used as incense, which allows them to get around many restrictions. They are found mostly in smoke shops and mom-and-pop shops and can also be easily found on the internet. What is it called? Common trade names include K2, Spice Gold, Spice Silver, Spice Diamond, Buddha Melt or Buddha Blend, Yucatan Fire, Genie, Smoke, and Skunk. Due to the chemical similarities between synthetic THC and those found in the marijuana plant, they create similar highs. However, synthetic THC affects the brain with a greater intensity, leading to unpredictable side effects. Synthetic THC will bind to receptors in the brain more strongly than marijuana to produce these stronger effects. Yet, the effects can also vary greatly since the batch of drugs purchased may have varying amounts and composition of the synthetic THC. These effects on the brain include elevated mood, relaxation, awareness of surroundings, extreme anxiety, confusion, paranoia, and hallucinations. Synthetic THC also increases heart rate, induces vomiting, causes violent behavior, and suicidal thoughts. There are varying strands of synthetic THC, and none of them are safe. Some are just more deadly than others. Huffman told the Los Angeles Times in 2011 that these things are dangerous. Anybody who uses them is playing Russian roulette. Manufacturers of this designer drug are constantly changing the chemical structure, so that is never actually considered illegal. Marijuana is much more safer than synthetic THC. But when it comes to money, synthetic THC can be found cheaper than marijuana. 3 grams of synthetic THC can go for $20, whereas 3 grams of marijuana can be anywhere from $30 to $60 depending on how good it is. Synthetic THC, like natural marijuana, is addictive and there are withdrawal symptoms that accompany trying to quit. These include headaches, anxiety, depression, and irritability. So, considering the risks, is synthetic THC something you would do?